Trump just killed America's largest offshore wind farm project. Billions of dollars, thousands of jobs, clean energy for millions of homes gone. Environmental groups are calling it a climate crime, but coastal communities are celebrating. They say Trump just saved their ocean views and protected marine life from giant industrial turbines. One side sees environmental disaster. The other sees environmental protection. Today, SOPHIA and Liam battle. Did Trump just doom our climate future? Or save our coastlines from an industrial nightmare? Here's what happened. Trump's administration just halted federal permits for offshore wind projects along the Atlantic coast, including massive farms off New York, New Jersey, and Massachusetts. We're talking about projects worth over $30 billion that would power 4 million homes. The administration claims these turbines kill whales, destroy fishing grounds, and ruin coastal tourism. Environmental groups call this fossil fuel industry propaganda. But here's what nobody's talking about, and what's going to shock you by the end of this video. Both sides might be hiding the same uncomfortable truth about who really profits from this decision. The projects halted include the Vineyard Wind expansion, Empire Wind off Long Island, and Ocean Wind in New Jersey. Some turbines are taller than the Chrysler Building, visible from shore up to 15 miles away. And the fight isn't just about energy. It's about property values, whale deaths, and who controls America's coastline. SOPHIA says killing these projects is climate suicide. Liam says they're industrial blight, masquerading as environmentalism.
This is catastrophic. Trump just killed America's best chance to meet climate goals while handing fossil fuel companies exactly what they want: continued dominance. Let's talk reality. Offshore wind is the fastest-growing renewable energy source globally. Europe generates massive clean power from offshore wind. These halted projects would have produced enough electricity for 4 million homes without burning a single ounce of coal or gas. That's 4 million homes not contributing to climate change. And the economic devastation Trump just caused? Thousands of clean energy jobs gone. Billions in investment fled. American companies were building a new offshore wind industry. Now those companies, that expertise, and those jobs are going to Europe and Asia. Trump just handed China leadership in yet another technology sector. The whale argument is complete fossil fuel propaganda. NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, has found zero evidence that offshore wind construction kills whales. Zero. You know what does kill whales? Ship strikes and fishing gear entanglement. Climate change warming oceans and destroying their food supply. Not wind turbines. And ruining ocean views? Really? These turbines are barely visible from shore, especially beyond 10 miles. But you know what ruins coastlines? Rising sea levels from climate change flooding coastal cities. Hurricanes intensified by warmer oceans destroying homes. That's the real threat Trump is ignoring.
SOPHIA wants to industrialize our oceans with zero accountability. Let me hit her with facts she's conveniently ignoring. First, the whale deaths. Since offshore wind construction began, there's been a massive spike in whale deaths along the Atlantic coast. Humpback whales washing up dead in unprecedented numbers. NOAA says no evidence because they haven't completed studies, but the correlation is undeniable. These projects use pile driving that creates underwater noise trauma. Sonar from surveying ships disrupting whale navigation. The precautionary principle says stop until we know it's safe. Second, these aren't barely visible turbines. They're 850-foot tall industrial structures, covering hundreds of square miles of ocean, taller than most skyscrapers, creating permanent industrial zones in pristine ocean waters. Coastal property values are already dropping because nobody wants to look at an industrial wind farm from their beach. Third, the fishing industry, which actually employs Americans and feeds Americans, is being destroyed. These wind farms block traditional fishing grounds. Commercial fishermen are being forced out of waters they've used for generations. SOPHIA talks about jobs. What about the fishing jobs being eliminated? And let's address the elephant in the room. These projects require massive Chinese manufacturing. The turbines, the components, Guess who makes them? China. So SOPHIA's green energy plan is really a send more money to China plan while destroying American coastlines.
NOAA explicitly states no causal connection to whale deaths. You're spreading fossil fuel industry propaganda.
NOAA says they need more study, which means stop construction until we know. Why are you willing to risk whale extinction for your political agenda?
My agenda is stopping climate change. Yours is protecting fossil fuel profits while the planet burns.
My agenda is not destroying our oceans with industrial projects before we understand the consequences.
So we've got dead whales, Chinese-made products, and billion-dollar projects. But there's something neither side wants you to know, and this is very important. There's a hidden financial dimension to this struggle that both SOPHIA and Liam are avoiding. Before I explain that, I need to know where you stand. SOPHIA, blue symbol. Let's build wind farms. Liam, red symbol. Let's protect coastlines. Your votes matter because this decision will affect energy policy for decades to come. Now, let's look at what's really happening on the money trail.
Let me destroy Liam's arguments one by one with actual science. On whales, the Atlantic Large Whale Take Reduction Team, the actual experts, found that vessel strikes and fishing gear entanglement account for over 85% of whale deaths. Wind farm construction? Not even in the top 5 causes. The recent spike in whale deaths correlates with increased shipping traffic and warmer ocean temperatures disrupting food supplies. Blaming wind farms is fossil fuel industry misdirection. On visibility, these projects are 15 to 20 miles offshore. At that distance, turbines appear as tiny white specks on the horizon. Studies show minimal visual impact. But coastal flooding from climate change? That's permanent destruction. Miami, Charleston, New York, all facing regular flooding. That ruins property values permanently. On fishing, the wind farms create artificial reef structures that actually increase marine life. Multiple European studies show fish populations grow around wind turbine bases. American fishermen will adapt like European fishermen did, and many are now supporting wind farms because fishing improves. And the China argument? First, the US is building domestic supply chains for offshore wind. Second, solar panels also use international supply chains. Should we ban solar too? This is economic nationalism masquerading as environmentalism. The real question is, do we want clean energy or not?
SOPHIA keeps citing European studies while ignoring what's happening in America right now. Let me give her reality. The fishing industry isn't adapting. It's being destroyed. New Jersey fishermen are filing lawsuits because they're losing access to prime fishing grounds. These aren't recreational fishermen. These are generational businesses being wiped out by government mandate. Where's SOPHIA's concern for those working-class jobs? On the economic case, these offshore wind projects are massively subsidized by taxpayers. We're talking billions in tax credits, guaranteed above-market electricity prices, and federal grants. Without subsidies, they're not economically viable. Meanwhile, natural gas provides cheaper, reliable power without industrializing our oceans. The property value question is real. Studies from Cape Cod show property values drop 10 to 15% near proposed wind farms. That's real wealth destruction for coastal homeowners. SOPHIA dismisses this as aesthetics. Tell that to someone who just lost $100,000 in home value. And here's what SOPHIA won't admit. These projects have massive carbon footprints to build. The concrete foundations alone require enormous CO2 emissions. The manufacturing in China? Powered by coal. The ships installing them? Burning diesel. The transmission lines to shore? More construction, more emissions. The green energy promise takes decades to offset the construction carbon debt, if it ever does.
Every energy source has construction emissions. But over 25 years, offshore wind prevents millions of tons of CO2. That's the calculation that matters.
In 25 years, we could have advanced nuclear providing clean baseload power without industrializing our oceans. Why are we rushing into this?
Clean energy or coastal destruction, climate action or environmental protection, American jobs or Chinese manufacturing. Trump's decision has divided the nation. But here's that uncomfortable truth we promised. Both the fossil fuel industry and the green energy industry are lobbying hard, and both are making massive profits from this fight. The real question isn't wind versus no wind. It's who controls America's energy future and who profits from that control. Because while we're debating offshore wind, there's an even bigger energy battle happening right now that nobody's talking about. Trump just announced plans to fast-track Arctic drilling while simultaneously blocking wind farms. Is this about energy policy or about something else entirely? And that connects directly to our next debate, Trump's Greenland crisis, because controlling Arctic territory means controlling both oil reserves and renewable energy potential. The same fight, different location. Sophia and Liam are about to explode over whether Trump's Greenland move is national security or NATO betrayal. That video's queued up right now. Don't miss it.